On November 2nd, 1988, before social media, before the World Wide Web itself, the Internet broke for the very first time. From a computer at MIT, a 23-year-old Cornell graduate student named Robert Tappan Morris released what he called an experiment, a program designed to test how large the Internet really was. But within hours, his experiment spiraled out of control. It crippled about 6,000 of the 60,000 computers connected to the Internet, including those at NASA, Harvard, and Stanford. But why did this worm cause so many problems? And what happened to the culprit? The Morris worm wasn't meant to destroy data. It didn't erase files or steal secrets. But a small coding error, a safeguard meant to ensure the program wouldn't be ignored, instead made it multiply endlessly. Computers slowed, crashed, and froze. Emails stopped for days. University and military systems disconnected entirely just to survive. One student at Cal Berkeley sent a desperate message: "We are currently under attack." It was chaos, and it had started as a curiosity project. Morris was no villain. He was the son of a Bell Labs scientist who helped shape early cybersecurity at the NSA. Morris had written the worm to expose weaknesses, not exploit them. But intent didn't matter. Under the 1986 Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, he became the first person ever convicted of a cybercrime. His sentence? 3 years probation, 400 hours of community service, and a $10,000 fine. The Internet had its first hacker, and its first cautionary tale. The Morris worm caused millions of dollars in damages, but gave birth to modern cybersecurity. Within days, the Department of Defense created the first computer emergency response team. Researchers began developing intrusion detection software, the foundation of today's cybersecurity systems. What began as one grad student's misstep became the Internet's first real lesson. In a connected world, even good intentions can crash the system. From 60,000 computers in 1988 to over 20 billion connected devices today, the story of Robert Morris reminds us that progress and vulnerability often grow side by side, one line of code at a time. Here are other events that happened today in history. In 1889, North Dakota and South Dakota become the 39th and 40th U.S. states. In 1917, Britain issues the Balfour Declaration in support of a Jewish homeland in Palestine. In 1947, Howard Hughes pilots his wooden flying boat, the Spruce Goose, on its only flight. In 1948, in an upset, Harry Truman defeats Thomas Dewey to win a second term as U.S. President. In 1983, President Reagan signs into law a federal holiday for Martin Luther King Jr. In 2016, the Cubs defeat the Indians in Game 7 to win the team's first World Series since 1908. In 2023, the Beatles release Now and Then, featuring the voice of the late John Lennon. And now it's time for our Today in History quiz. Which animal was the first to orbit the Earth? A chimpanzee? A mouse? A guinea pig? Or a dog? Liked learning about the Morris worm? Then you'll love this one about the ARPANET, the forerunner of the Internet. Tap the screen to keep the story going on Today in History.